Okay, we'll just give another minute or two for people to join, and then we'll turn it over to Monica for a few words. And then if Joe, as our past chair, wants to say anything, he can chime in, and then I'll do the presentation after that.
Come on, Joe. Oh, you're muted.
Maybe that's the way he wants it to be.
Yeah.
But I never heard of an Irishman being muted.
I thought you were muting him, Graham.
Yeah.
Joe, we can't hear you. Joe, we can't. Oh. So no matter what Joe wants to say, we still can't hear him, so it's all right.
Yeah. Okay, we might as well get going. So I'll turn it over to Monica, the Lower Chair, for any introductory words.
Yeah, hello everyone. Wonderful to see you. I hear that Graham told me today. I didn't have a chance to look at the registration. It's been a crazy week for me, but I hear that 30 boats are registered for tomorrow's race. That's great. I mean, it's not 100, but 30 is pretty good. So we don't have any hats or shirts or anything for the LOSHRS this year. We just didn't have the time and the ability to get all this together. But what we did manage to do is get North and Accessibilities to pair up again for the sail draw. As those people who've been here before, who've done this race before, we have had annually, the last, I think, 3 or 4 years, we've had $5,000 draw towards a sail at North Sails. And the way it works is you have to do X number of races, and so that's the criteria. So this year, if you do 2 out of the 4 races, and the reason we did that was because some people can't qualify for this 100-miler. So it's essentially, we tried to make it a bit fair. So if you do 2, if you have to complete 2 sails, your names get put into a draw, and you have to be at the Port Dalhousie weekend, which is on September 18th, and your name, and you could draw. And Kim, you cannot win again. I'm sorry, you're here. You cannot win more than once. There's a few other small details which we'll outline in the next little while in some literature going out to you guys. So I wish you all the best. I see Kim put his thumbs up. Sorry, Kim, no new sales for you this year. Anyway, so your chances are really good. So definitely complete 2 of the races and go for it. The weather looks like it's going to be quite nice. I'm sorry, I haven't looked at the wind, but I hope it looks good. It certainly looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. So I wish you all the best, fair winds, and sail fast and sail safe.
Okay, thank you, Monica. Joe, do you want to say anything? You're still your audio is not working. Okay, so now we'll go on to the presentation. Just because we're on virtual, we'll take any questions at the end. So as mentioned, this is going to be being recorded and will be posted. And anything I say, in case I make a mistake, the notice of race and the sailing instructions takes precedent in case I screw up. Okay, while COVID-19 regulations allow us to have competition, we just would encourage everybody to take their own protective steps, whatever's appropriate for them. And you do have to abide by the Port Credit Yacht Club policies when you're at Port Credit. The documents there have been no changes to the documents since the first race. So they're up and apply. Safety is important. And since this is an overnight race, there's a focus on safety. Again, the fundamental rule 1 applies. We've been over this before, but you need to go to assistance to any boat or competitor that needs assistance, as long as it does not put yourself in danger. Okay, the other important thing is making sure the crew information is up to date and correct, and represents only those people that are racing on the course tomorrow. I realize that you may have different crew over the different events, so you have to update it. Or if you move between the various classes, you may have to remove people or add people. This is important because we want a single source to be able to give to any search and rescue organizations about these are the people, number of people, and who they have to look for if there's an incident. This struck home to me several years ago when I was running a race in Toronto Harbor. While we were doing starts, we noticed an albacore that was having trouble with one person on it. We watched it for half an hour, and then we contacted the Marine Police to come over to assist him. And when we were able to get to him, we went over and then told the Marine Police there was no rush. We got him on board, and after a couple of minutes, he asked us, "Oh, did you see the other person that was in my boat?" We had been watching him for half an hour, hadn't seen a person, and we went into panic mode because we didn't know what happened, had to get back onto the Marine unit to say, "Hey, hurry up, because there's another person in the water." It turned out somebody had picked him up and took him back to the outer harbor. But it's key for the search and rescue people to know the exact number of people on board, so they aren't put at risk trying to search for somebody that was never on board, or they stop searching because they think they found everybody. So having an up-to-date crew list is important, and the skipper counts as crew, so they have to enter it in again. So we have one complete list of everybody that's on board in case we need it. Just review the racing rules of sailing on the start. These classes are unique to LOSH. Review the SIs on the start. Again, the scratch sheets have been posted, and the splits have been posted. So you start where your splits say you are. If there's an error, please let us know so we can correct it. First warning is at 9:55. The racing rules of sailing come into effect at the prep signal. So no engine after that. Please keep out of the way of everybody else when it's not your warning yet. So we will like to have everybody check in. So if everybody hasn't checked in before the first warning, please wait till it's your warning before you try to check in. The course is to the Ajax weather buoy. It's left on starboard side of the sailboat, down to Burlington, and then back to Port Credit to get the distance. As again, the US waters are an obstruction and an exclusion zone. There's a diagram that's finishing. It's the same as the 300 and the Susan Hood. Please monitor your radio, because there's a good chance that many of you will be finishing in the dark and will need to get your sail number. Using a flashlight on the sail doesn't illuminate the sail number. At best, it might get one digit. So please have your radio on so we can contact you to find out who you are, so we can properly score you. The marks are as per the SIs. Again, we mentioned that please keep your radio on, and don't forget that if you want to exonerate yourself for taking a penalty, it's not a 2 or 1 terms penalty. The scoring penalty is in effect, and you have to file the acknowledgement within 90 minutes to the race committee email address. And if you want to file a protest or a redress, you can do that through the owner's corner on yacht scoring. Withdrawals, this is key. If you have to withdraw from the race, please let us know. This is a safety issue, because we don't want to be at the end of the race saying, oops, where are these sailboats? Are they still out there? We have to start phoning people, etc., and that may cause problems. But we don't want to have to send this Coast Guard out unnecessarily. But if somebody is missing, we do want to send them out as soon as possible. So it's important that you notify us if you withdraw by email, phone, or radio. And you can contact us this way, 7/24, during the race once it started. This amounts to a qualification for the Great Lakes Solo Sailor. Their requirements is a race of 100 statute miles, and you sail solo for at least 24 hours. This race meets the distance because it's 103 plus statute miles. However, the winds will dictate whether you have been sailing for 24 hours or not. If you haven't been sailing for 24 hours, and you want to qualify, you need to continue sailing for the 24 hours and record where you are and submit it to us at race committee. So we have a record that we can then vouch that you have done it. So these are the qualifications if needed, if you want to participate in something like the 300 solo or any of the other GLSS races around the Great Lakes. So that covers the key points. And now, are there any questions or comments? We'll take them up. And thank you, everybody, for putting up with our virtual check-in process. And thank you very much for getting all the paperwork in, etc. So are there any questions? Joe is talking, but he's no. Joe, if you want to put your question in chat, we can do that as well. Anybody else have a question or comment? We got a thanks from Kim. Anybody else have anything they want to say or ask a question on? We will be flying the L flag tomorrow, so we'll request you do come by the committee vote and check in so we know who is actually racing. Call one more time for any questions or comments. And one second time. And a third time. If not, thank you very much, everybody, for attending from the committee. And hopefully there'll be good sailing and fair winds tomorrow and Sunday.
Fair winds, everyone. Have a great race.
Very much.
Yeah.
Graham, can you stand by just for a minute when everyone's gone?
Mm-hmm.
Great, thanks. Looks like some people were sleeping. They didn't realize the meeting's over. So, Joe, check your computer. What's going on?
Yeah.
You're back. Oh, now you're off again. Nope.
Okay, let me stop the recording so we won't have that.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so is the recording done? Okay,
No,
all right.